Hey guys, Jeremy from SourceWeb. We're going to go over today the images and shapes rotation for the Hostinger website builder. I am super excited because anytime that the Hostinger website builder comes out with a new design feature, I go wild over it. So let's go ahead and go through this. It says right now that it's up and coming or upcoming, but it is actually active on the website builder right now, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and see what I've created so far, and I'll show you a little bit of a tutorial on how I created the rotated images and shapes to create this effect. So here you can see I created a few different boxes here. This is just a blog post, and I will link this blog post down below. So I have an image of the YouTube icon, the Facebook icon, the Hostinger icon. I rotated all of those, and then you scroll down a little bit and you can see exactly the different sections that I created for you. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through how I created these, and if you have any questions, always leave a question down in the comments. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So let's go to the back end editor of the Hostinger website builder and see how I created these. These ones are pretty simple. All I did was uploaded an image and then I rotated them. And what you'll realize is that there's two different ways for you to rotate an image or a shape now that this feature is available. Anytime that you click on either an image or a shape, you're going to see this new little handle, that little rotation handle. And there's two ways that you can do this. You can drag it with your mouse and change the degree by the angles, but by 1 degree at a time, or you can hit the shift button, and what that will do is lock it into every 45 degrees. Now, I like kind of freely rotating it, but it's up to you. So let's go ahead and scroll down to the new section that I created, and we're going to recreate this, and I'm going to show you step by step how to create these 4 different designs that I made for you. So here below, I created a new blank section just to show you exactly how to do this. So let's start with the first one, which is an image over an image, and both of them are rotated slightly. So we're going to start with adding an image. And with that image, we'll go to the top here. We're going to make it a little bit more narrow. And we're going to edit this image. Now, the first thing that I do with images is that I love a corner radius. I do not like them to be perfectly squared off. I think that's old school. It looks a little bit weird. So let's give it that softer edge by adding a corner radius under the Style tab. And we're going to go to about 20. If it's not perfectly 20, it's perfectly fine. Also, you can rotate your images not just by this handle, but if you edit the image and go to Style, you can also use this new rotation slider. I don't like it. I would rather use the handle to have full control over it. All right, so I don't like this image. Let's change this image out. We're going to edit it, go to replace image, and then go to free images. And let's try a forest for a background. I like this one. It looks pretty good. We're going to add to the page. That's good. It's a little bit dark, but it's all right. And now we're going to duplicate this. And whenever you duplicate something, the item that you duplicated goes in front of the item that you duplicated it from, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and change this image, and we're going to change this into free images with a plant. How about a plant? A pretty little plant. Which plant do we like? I like this one. Perfect. It's cute. It's tiny. It works. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this image and we're going to rotate it slightly this way. But I don't like the look of that. So I want to take this back image. I'm going to rotate it slightly this way. I'll make this one a little bit bigger. Now this one in the front looks a little bit too much, so let's rotate it back slightly. And we're going to increase the size as well on that. There we go. That's it, right? It gives it a unique, dynamic look without, messing around with WordPress for hours trying to figure out how to do the same effect. So let's go ahead and work on the second one, which is a new arrival section. And you can do 2 images of maybe 2 new products that you have. And you can also link these images right to the product as well. So let's see how we recreate this section right now. We're going to add an element. We're going to add an image. And then we're going to take that image. We're going to make it really narrow, just like that. And now let's say you own a pizza shop and you want to create a new product section for whatever food items that you're selling. Let's go ahead and type in here and see what we got. Ooh, all right. Let's say you want to create a new bowl. A new, I don't know what that is, but we're going to create that. Now, again, these are squared off images. We don't like that. What we want to do is go to Image, Edit, Style, and then add that corner radius back in. And you can also do corner radius by percentage, but I just do it by pixel. It's a little bit easier. So that looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that one just so I can keep that same corner radius with it. We're going to go to Edit Image, replace the image, Free Images, and we're going to type in food again. What else do we want to sell in this new food website shop? How about burgers? Who doesn't love burgers, right? All right. So now we have a bowl and we have a burger. How do we make this a little bit unique? We're going to take it and we're going to slightly move the rotation of it. Now, I think that looks pretty good. Now, how do we add the shape and the text over it? I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to add the shape. That shape that I used was this one right here. And let's change the color of it though, because I don't like that color. Let's go with like a little bit of a brownish color. I think that looks pretty good. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And the last piece is that we have to add the text that says new arrivals over that shape. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We go to Add Element and then drag in a text. I drag it away from that area just to make it a little bit easier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this, highlight it, and I'm going to change the size of it because it's way too big right now. Let's go to 24. I think it looks pretty good. We're going to delete this text and we're going to say new arrivals. Now, the easiest way to do this is to delete that space in between and hold the Shift button while pressing Enter. And what that does is it puts that next word right below it. Now let's see what we do if I didn't do that. If I just hit the Enter button and did not hold the Shift button, it would create a huge space. Now I can decrease that space, but it's not good enough to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click, delete, hold Shift, and then Enter, and that puts the next word right below it. So let's go ahead and make this centered, and this text box is just a little bit too big for me. So we're going to decrease the size. Now we're going to go ahead and drag that text over that shape that we created. But I don't like the black text, so we're going to change that to a white text. I mean, that looks beautiful, right? If you're going to present 2 new arrivals to your shop, it gives it a unique little flair without being bland and squared off like you see on every other WordPress site. All right, so let's move on to the next one. This was an image that I put over 3 different shapes. Let's see how we do it. So first, I'm going to drag this section down so we have a little bit more space to design. And then I'm going to add a shape. And this shape that I used up here is like this weird looking egg shape. If you scroll down, this is the one that I used. It doesn't matter which one you use really, but we're going to use this one. Now we already have the shape there. Let's change the color. I do like this purple color. This is the Hostinger color. Now we're going to decrease that size and we're going to make a duplicate of it. Not just one, we're going to make 2 duplicates of it. So we have 3 shapes, all the same size, all the same color. And we're going to rotate those after we put the image on top of it. So let's go ahead and drag in an image. Now we can resize that image. And again, my tip is always to add that the corner radius to at least anywhere from like 10 to 20, I think works perfect. Let's go 20. All right, good. Now this looks way different than this one up here, but I'm going to show you how to get there. So let's go ahead and click on this, edit the image, replace the image, and we're going to go to Free Images. Now you can upload and choose whatever image that you want to. It's just easier for me to explain this in the tutorial by using the free images to show you. So let's choose this one. She looks pretty cool, I guess. And then we're going to add her in. And now we're going to take her and we're going to rotate it slightly this way. I think that looks pretty good. And now the shapes behind it. I'm going to take this shape, move it here, this one move it here, and this one move it here. Now that doesn't look that great, but the great thing about it is that you can rotate these shapes. Let's go ahead and rotate this, move it over, that looks better. Take this one, tighten it up a little bit, maybe rotate it this way. And then this last one, we're going to take this and rotate it this way. And I'm going to rotate a little bit more. Maybe I want that edge of it. Yeah, man, I think that looks pretty good. It doesn't look bad. And it gives it a unique flair. It's not just a regular photo, right? All right, so the last piece here, this one has a bunch of shapes, a bunch of image icons, and then a shape behind it. And I'm going to show you how to recreate that right now. So let's give us a little bit more space. We're going to add a new shape. And the shape that we were talking about on the back, that back line there, is this one right here. Click on that. Now we're going to make that a little bit smaller. It doesn't change the actual shape of the shape, but just the box that it contains. So let's go ahead and use the new Shift, Hold, and Drag feature. So we're going to hold Shift and we're going to use our mouse to drag this to a 45-degree angle and then let go. Now that is a perfect 45-degree angle, but I want this way longer. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'll just decrease that a little bit, just the box around it. Now let's go ahead and take this and change the color of it. And maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want some pinkish color behind it. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. All right, so now let's go ahead and add the shapes on top of that, and then we're going to add the icons on top of the shapes after that. Add an element, we're going to add another shape. Now this is a perfect square. This is going to be perfect for what we need. We're going to decrease the size of this, fairly small. And I think that instead of doing it this way, we're going to do it a little bit different to make it a little bit cooler. So let's go ahead and change the color of that to purple because I love that purple color. We'll make it slightly bigger. And now you see how I'm trying to get this directly on the line where the corners are. I can do it right there, but if I duplicate it and try to do the next one right next to it, because we have the Snap to, and you can see it in the back where there's like a Snap to grid, it doesn't really let me do it exactly on that line. I'm going to teach you a little trick right now. Click on the section, go to Edit Section. We're going to go to Layout, and then we're going to unclick the Snap to Guides and the Snap to Elements. Now this helps us. You can see you don't see the grid in the back anymore. This helps us pinpoint in a line directly where we want that shape to go. Now we go ahead and take that, we duplicate it again, move this one up, and that looks pretty good, I think, to me. We'll take this, we center it. Now let's go ahead and add the image icons on top of that. I'm going to add an image. And we're going to make this image really tiny because that's where our elements of the icons are going to be. Now I already have some icons uploaded, so we're going to edit the image, replace it, and I'm going to use my own media library to input those icons. So this one's like a little rocket ship one. Now you can't see it now because this icon is white and my background is white. But if I take this and drag it over, bam, you see it, right? Now I think that icon's a little bit too big, so I'm going to decrease the size slightly, and I'm going to move it just into the center. That looks pretty good to me. And now I'm going to take that image icon, I'm going to duplicate it, I'm going to drag it to the next box. I'm going to take it, I'm going to duplicate it, I'm going to drag it to the next box. And that gives us a pretty cool looking icon feature that I don't think I've seen on a WordPress website. But these elements, these new rotational elements give you a function that makes your website unique, right? Now, do not overdo it. If you do every single section and every single image on your website rotating and weird, it's going to confuse the customer or your clients. You want to use this as a feature to your website for things that you really want to stand out. So if you like this tutorial, please like, subscribe, and if you have any questions for the future, just comment them. And if you have any questions about specific things of how to do things, I would be more than willing to make you a tutorial on how to do them, and I'll post them on YouTube, Facebook, and I'll post them on my blog on sourceweb.com for you to check out. Thank you for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks, bye.